All right, welcome back, Algebrists. We just knocked out this bell ringer here as we were looking at it. And Honor, I'm sorry I didn't record while I was doing this, but it's there. And upon your return, I'm more than happy to look at it with you and stuff. But we are moving on to the average rate of change, or AROC. Now, there's some weird stuff that can happen. And we might have had this conversation. Did we talk about where you wake up and where you went to bed every day in here? Okay, so throughout the course of a day, what is your average rate of change if we just look at the distance from where you started to where you ended over the whole day? Zero. And that's a really weird idea. There's very few times where you're actually going zero, but the average of it all certainly seems that it would have to be that case. So all that we're going to say for this one, we're going to take a mathy view on this. We're going to say it is simply the slope between two specified points on a graph. And let's just say specific because it's a shorter word. Specific points on a graph. Okay. Now, the cool thing is that there's nothing in here that you haven't seen before. But realistically, I think that it's possible that maybe somebody in here has forgotten how to find slope. So if we're looking at this, we're just going to do a really generalized example. And we'll just use quadrant 1 of our graph or of our Cartesian plane to make sense of this. So here we are. There it is. Okay. I need to figure out how to draw straight lines on this, but we'll get there. So let's say I have this lovely graph right here. And we're just going to make this kind of crazy and say it does something like this. Now, I don't have any sort of scale on my graph. Nowhere. But let's say that I have a couple arbitrary points. And we'll say that this first point is x1, comma, y1. And then somewhere way over here, we have the point x2, y2. But just to make sure that we can see it, you're cool to write x2, comma, y2, but I do want to make sure we're all comfortable. If I'm looking at this point as x2, y2, then the other way to think about it is x2 is down here, my x value of my point. And this y value would then have to be what? y2. So whether we see the ordered pair physically written like as a x comma y, or if we just see that it's an ordered pair based on where it lives at x2 comma y2, then we can get the same info. Two ways to present the same point. If I wanted the average rate of change between these 2 points, we'll just say AROC for the average rate of change. It would simply be the slope of this line. And you don't have to dash this line, but it's that line right there. That's our average rate of change. How on earth do I find the slope of a line? Holy cow. Whatever happened over there, it made the board shake is why I was holy cowing. How do I find the slope? What's slope? Love that. Delta y over delta x. So we're going to break this down. Give me words for that. Slope. Hey, there it is. Rise over run. Okay, delta y over delta x. So I'm going to jump in with delta y over delta x because we will certainly see slope a bunch more. Okay, when we're doing this, it doesn't matter which direction we go as long as we're consistent. It's more natural for me to do y2 minus y1, but that's just because the way my brain works. Could it be y1 minus y2? Yeah, for sure. But I'm going to keep it consistent just the way we do this. The second I do y2 minus y1, the change in x, this has to match up with the order in which we do the y, or the x's, I'm sorry. So should I do x2 minus x1, or should I do x1 minus x2 in the denominator? x2 minus x1. And as long as these are consistent, we're fine. This next part is completely optional. I'll even change color so you can try to keep track of that. But if we wanted to, and there are times when we will, because depending on where you want to have your positive and negative, might differ between, you and I. But as we look at this, just in case you want it, we could have y1 minus y2. And there's no problem with this, so long as, what do you think would go in the bottom if we did it this way, Sophia? So we have y1 minus y2. What goes first in the x's? Is it x1 or x2? So careful. Love it, because we're just going to match, right? x1 minus x2. And the order can change. Now, we can look at a problem like this if you'd like, or we can just see them on the homework and have those examples. Do we need a little practice finding average rate of change? Okay, so last little thing. I am not going to make you guys write this down because we will certainly see it a ton, but I am going to make sure that it's like available to you. When we talk about functions, and I'm going to sketch a few on the board, and again, you do not have to sketch these. Anything in this box is like just here for my talking. Okay, what kind of graph is this? It's certainly positive. Definitely. Is it a curve or is it a line? Do we agree that that is linear? Okay, so that's a linear graph. Okay, what about this one? What do we call graphs that look like those? It's a parabola, or a quadratic is another piece of language that we can use. Okay, I'm not going to draw all these because I can just look at the book here, but here are 4 functions that you have seen pretty regularly. And we've been working with a few of these last couple days. Linear functions exist. All they have up on this very top is the most basic form of that function. So y equals x has the same sort of shape. It's a straight line as y equals 3x plus 4 or any variation. This is the most basic function of that type. These parabolas, these are quadratics. The most basic of this type, these are called the parents, is x squared. The absolute value function we don't deal with a ton in here, but we certainly will see them. Its parent function is the absolute value of x. And we have these kind of boring, I would call these linear functions, but they don't change. They're just always the same, constants. In your book on page 10, and this is important after every single section that we do, at the end of every section before the homework problems, there is a review or a summary of what you've seen in it. Take advantage of it. When you're going to make note cards and stuff that we'll do eventually, these are the places that I would probably start with. Cool, cool. All right. We have about 20 minutes left in class. I can't guarantee that I'm going to give you all 20 for the homework stuff, but I might if you guys are working solid with it. Okay, so you guys have the privilege of your first assignment starting right now. And I got to get to the right thing. Cool. So for this, did you guys all get your computers yet?
I can.
You can or cannot? No T. You're going to get yours today. Or you cannot?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, okay. Henning, why not? Okay. Do you have a reminder or anything in your phone?
Yeah, when you can call it.
Okay. Because I need you to have a computer by Friday. Because we're going to try some stuff in here on Friday.
Yeah.
So try to get it. But check it out. I will do the same thing as last year. I'll edit this so it's a little bit more precise. But looking at this, is this the right assignment? That's not the right assignment. Disregard this one. Yash, is this what I gave you yesterday? This is? Okay, well, never mind. This is the right assignment. So today is the 25th, and we'll go ahead and put the date on here. 8/25, 26. Homework 1.1. For this, reminder on how I want you to do your homework stuff. This will be due tomorrow, so we'll have that. But the way that I want you to knock out your homeworks, and I'll even do it here. The top of your page, I want your name. Then I want the date, or rather, at least assignment. And then class period. Okay, on the top of your page, please have those. I don't really care if they're in a different order, but I need to be able to see your name and the assignment name. Don't just say homework 1.1. This is what I want to see on your page, just in case you hand it in late, so that I can put it in the gradebook still. Cool. I'm going to let you guys get started now. If we have a little bit of spare time, we'll get a head start on tomorrow's stuff to hopefully enable us to have homework time tomorrow in class also. But if we're working well and things are going okay, then we might be done with our lecture. I'm just going to pause the video though. Cool.